Listen, welcome back to Hot Topics TV, y'all. Y'all already know if the topic is hot, we're on it. Man, look, we live in a strange world, boy. This story is going to blow your mind because the headline said a cop was killed in a shootout. But check it out. The cop wasn't killed in a shootout with criminals. The cop was the criminal. The cop was killed in a shootout with other cops after he catfished a California girl and killed her whole family. This is crazy. So what you call this is psycho cop. Here the story goes. The suspect in a triple homicide who died in a shootout with police on Friday in Southern California apparently drove across the country to meet a teenage girl that he had catfished online. He's online pretending to be some smooth operator that's also a teenage boy. Hey, listen, if y'all got children out here, y'all better be careful and keep watching them to see who they are interacting with on social media and online. Because you got some weird people out here, they'll know that your daughter is 14 and they'll set up a whole account and grab some little cute boy that's about 14 her age, and she'll swear that she is talking to some young model and she has a future with him. You know how we be young and dumb and naive. It comes with being that young. You're not experienced to the ways of the world yet and the crazy stuff that's out here. You know what I'm saying? And these predators will take advantage of that. It's sad to see that this is a person who was in uniform. But I tell people all the time, man, because somebody put a uniform on, it does not change their core personality of who they are. A rapist in a police uniform is still a damn rapist. A murderer in a police uniform is still a murderer. In a soldier uniform, in a whatever uniform, the personality and the core of that person does not change. You understand? Okay, now the story goes on to say that he drove across the country to meet this teenage girl as a officer of the law. Could you imagine him packing his bags and driving all the way across the damn country, focused, mission focused, with this on his mind? Oh, I can't wait to get to this little teenage girl, knowing damn well that you catfished that girl and she doesn't know that you're coming. So I gotta ask myself, what was his intentions for her? Ooh, she was about to be kidnapped, and she was about to be all of the above. I don't even have to spell it out. You know what I'm saying? So before killing 3 of her family members, police said he drove across the country to catfish a teenage girl he met online before killing 3 of her family members. Austin Lee Edwards is his name, and he's 28 years old. Also likely set fire to the family's home in Riverside, California before leaving with the girl. The Riverside Police Department announced in a news release. I'm pretty sure she didn't go with him voluntarily. He catfished her. She didn't know that this is who was coming for. San Bernardino County Sheriff Department deputies killed Edwards after locating him with the teenager later that same day. Edwards, who police said lived in North Chesterfield, Virginia, met the girl online and obtained her personal information by deceiving her with a false identity known as catfishing. Come on now, we all know what catfishing is. You got the famous MTV show Catfish. We know what it is. You fake like you're somebody else, and then when the person shows up thinking they're coming to meet the love of their life, they end up seeing Chewbacca or whoever, Gorilla, or whoever you are. And they're often awfully disappointed. I've only seen about 1 or 2 catfish where the people were like, I'll take it anyways. Most of the time it's, yikes, damn, you ugly, kind of a feeling. Or you're just not my type, and why did you do this, kind of thing. So he allegedly also set fire to the family's home before leaving with the teenage girl. 3 bodies were found in the family's home, and they were identified by the police as the girl's grandparents. Mark Winnick, who was 69 years old, his wife, Shari Winnick, who was 65 years old, and the girl's mother, Brooke Winnick. Everybody in the house, same last name, who was 38 years old. Their respective cause of death remain under investigation, Monday, the police said. The cause of the fire at the home, about 50 miles outside of Los Angeles, California, that cause also remain under investigation, the police has said. I'm willing to bet he probably executed them by gunshot and then set the house on fire, hoping to burn away the evidence and all that other stuff. Everything's under investigation right now, according to the police, but appears that the fire was definitely intentionally ignited. Now, according to the police, Edwards developed a relationship with the teenager online, and then he traveled from Virginia to Riverside, all the way from Virginia, all the way out to California, driving, and parked his vehicle in the neighbor's driveway. Police said that he then walked to the teen's house, the La Sierra South neighborhood. At some point, police said that Edwards killed the teenager's grandfather, her grandmother, and her mother before returning to his vehicle with the teenager and fleeing the scene with the teenager. Police in Riverside were initially called on the girl's home late Friday morning to check on the welfare of the girl, who appeared distressed while getting into a red Kia Soul with a man. The police said she was picked up on camera somewhere, and she was showing signs of distress, like, somebody please come rescue me. She's trying to give a hint. Somebody picked it up on camera and they told the police, yo, go check this out. I don't know, it might not be nothing, but she didn't look like she really wanted to go into that car with that person. And that's where the hunt began. Investigators later determined that two people were Edwards and the teenager, whose age was not released at the time. Now, while officers were responding, the police began to receive calls about a crew. Now, listen, first of all, they're not releasing her age. I'm thinking she is somewhere between 14 and 16. Not thinking, I know she's somewhere between 14 and 16. But let's hear when they say her age, how old she actually is. This crazy ass pervert, though, right? About a structural fire just a few houses away from where the welfare call was reported. A report came in about that fire. The Riverside Fire Department, they arrived at the home and they found a fire on the first floor of the home. When they got inside the house, the police said they discovered the 3 bodies. Several hours later, authorities were able to track Edwards down by his vehicle as he was driving with the teenager through San Bernardino County in the unincorporated area of Kelso. When deputies caught up with Edwards, the police said he fired gunshots at them before being fatally shot by at least one of the deputies. Edwards was pronounced dead at the scene. The teenage girl was unharmed and she was placed in the protective custody of the Riverside County Department of Public Services, the police said. Now, you got to understand, this girl just lost her whole family. I'm willing to bet that what actually happened was he went up there and rang that doorbell and he asked to speak to that girl, and her family started inquiring, who the hell are you? And why are you here to speak to her? You know she's only 14 years old. What is this about? Kind of thing. And somebody probably said, you better leave now or I'm calling the police. And he went berserk and shot and shot and shot, and then staged the scene, set the house on fire. The girl is in shock watching her whole family get murdered, both grandparents and her mom, and she is shocked. And she stays there long enough because she doesn't want to get shot also. And then the end result was, get your ass in the car. You coming with me. And she ended up going with him. Now, this is yet another horrific reminder, my friend, of the predators that exist online who prey on our children. This is what the Riverside Police Chief said, but I've been saying that to you too, right? It's dangerous out here. You got to watch your babies because predators, they have no ease up. Like, they go all the way in. They plan this, they execute, and they have no remorse. The only remorse I've ever seen them have is getting caught. They don't want to get caught, which is just like most criminals. The only remorse they have is that, damn, I got caught. If I could get away with it, I'd do it 100 times over, but I got caught. So now I have to act like I am remorseful. It's sad. Y'all better protect your children out there and be very careful. And you can see the length that these people are willing to go through to get to their victims. I mean, he executed the whole family. He murdered the entire family just to get to this girl. Lord knows what they were talking about and what kind of relationship they had developed online. These kids nowadays, they're more grown than grown folks. They probably was already over there talking about, send me a picture of your something. Show me yours and I'll show you mine, kind of thing. And they're exchanging pictures of body parts and they're getting intimate through the internet, and they are talking about being together and, oh, I love you and I want to be with you. You know, when you're young and you just don't know no better, and you feel like you hear your favorite song come on and you're absolutely sure that this song right here is going to be our wedding song, because that song was #1 on the charts the year when I met you, and this is our song. I remember being a teenager so much and going through all of that stuff, not getting caught up on the internet, but just that whole feeling of, oh, my love is going to last. And they used to tell you that, hey, that's puppy love. It's not going to last. But nobody could tell you anything. And now that I'm far removed from being a teenager, I know now that the adults were right. Right? But when the teenagers are going through it, they don't believe you. They got to go through it in order to know it. So again, my message with this one is pay attention to your children. Pay attention to your children like never before. The world might have been dangerous back in the day. It is 100 times more dangerous today. Back in the day was no internet. Back in the day, a predator from another city, another state could not get to develop a relationship with your child. Because of the internet, because of the rise and advancement of technology, we are in a way more dangerous world today than the years gone by. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave your comments in the comment section below. And also, take this message with you before you leave. Don't let uniform and outside appearance fool you. There are some people that are really clean cut and they are in positions of authority that they're supposed to be respectful and respectable kind of people, but they're demons. They are people who are the scourge of the earth. And then there are people who might be out there that look raggedy and they're full of tattoos. You know, people shun upon that in society, and they're probably some of the most godly, loving, caring people you'll ever come across. So get to know people for their personality, not for their outer appearance. You might end up trusting the wrong person and end up in a bad situation. With that said, I'll catch you on the next video. You already know, if the topic is hot, we're on it. It's Hot Topics TV. I'm out. Peace.